So for the first one, and we're on the little half sheet here, determine if these two triangles are congruent. Essentially, it is just a yes/no question. You may see on the SOL some problems where they're on like a coordinate plane like this, like you have a grid. So we're just going to say yes or no. Using common sense and kind of just looking at it, do they look congruent, yes or no? Just what do you, if you had to just throw out an answer, what do you think? Yeah, they look the same, right? Here's how you would check. How many units or little boxes is this side? 2. Do you see how that corresponds or matches up with the 2 that are right here? Do you see that? They match. All right, and then how many units is this side, KH? 4. Do you see another side on this triangle that's also 4? Yeah, XY. Do you see how that's also 4? And then do you see how if you counted like these two, they're going to match up or correspond? All right, go ahead and close the computers. All right, but the answer is yes. Essentially, it was a yes/no question, and we're just saying yes, they're congruent, which means the same size and the same shape. It got reflected and rotated a little bit, but they are the same size and shape. All right, if triangle ABC is congruent, that's your congruent symbol, to triangle CDA, where would you plot point D? So we're trying to find a coordinate for point D to make the two triangles congruent. So let's go ahead and match them up. If we want to go from, let's see, from C to D, because I have C right here, I want to know where D ends up. What does CD match up with in the other triangle? Yeah, AB. So we're just going to count the little squares. Do you see how to get from A to B, you go up 1 over 1 and then up 1 over 1 again? Do you see that? Like slope of 1, but you did it twice, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. To get from A to B, we're going to do the same thing to get from C to D. It's just going to go the other way. You go down 1 over 1 and then down 1 over 1 again. This is where point D is going to land. And then if you go and connect it, do you see how the two triangles are congruent? Let me see if I need some markers so I can color those. Bless you. So let's see, here we'll do Christmas colors. I'll do red and green, all right? So do you see how this original one, the green one, is congruent to, let me find a red here. No, it's not really red. Let's see, this might be more brownish. Yeah, that's brown. Sorry, it looked like it was supposed to be red. Anyway, do you see how the two triangles are congruent? It got flipped over, but do you see how they're the same? Okay, cool. So the answer to the question is, what is that coordinate for point D? It's going to be something, comma, something. I'll give you the first number. The first number would be 0, and then it would be comma what? For -2. Perfect. So that's your answer. 0, comma, -2 is where D is going to end up. Cool. And again, you can kind of just eyeball it and figure it out. Just at the end of the day, rely on your common sense. All right. So once again, if the two triangles are congruent, where would you plot point E? All right. So if I want to get from, let's see, I want to get from F to point E. Let me look at that on here. If I want to get from F to E, EF matches up with what on the other triangle? Yeah, BC. So can you count for me how many units BC is? Like how far apart are those? Because we want to do the exact same thing. How many little squares? 5, 6, 7. Cool. So we're going to count from F 7 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then what you can do is, again, draw it in and just look. Do they look the same? Does that triangle look, I know it got rotated, but do they look the same? Yeah, okay. So your answer is that coordinate point. So what is our coordinate for point E? It has to be something, comma, something. Well, it's this point right here. 1, comma, -1. All right. From the origin, you went right 1 and down 1. 1, comma, -1 is your answer for that point. All right, last one of these. Determine a possible location for point F to make the triangles congruent. So again, let's see. We want to go from, let's see, B to C. And I'm just matching them up, all right? You want to go from B to C, that matches up with E to F, okay? So let's count the little boxes. Do you remember slope from Algebra 1? like up 3 over 7 or whatever. Like to get from here to here, we're just going to count. We went up like how much and over how much. Does it look like 1? Do you see how it's up 1 over 1 to get from B to C? Okay. And how many times did we go up 1 over 1? Like how many little jumps are there? What did we go? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's from B to C. So to get from E to F, we're going to do the same thing. It's just going to go the other way. They're going to be sort of like reflected. So we're going to go up 1 over 1, and we did it 4 times. And then you can draw in your triangle. So I just counted up 1 over 1 for my slope, and we did that 4 times. So what point is that? Point F. And again, do the triangles look the same? I mean, I know it got flipped over, but look at them. Do they look the same? Yeah, and again, you can just use your common sense, like, oh, about where is that going to end up? So what is the answer to the question? It has to be something, comma, something else. What is the point for F? It would be 2, comma, 2. Perfect. So if you encounter one like that where they make you actually use a coordinate grid, that's how that would work out. All right, cool. So again, what do we need to do with this review for next time? Don't lose it. Put it somewhere. I'm going to let you use it on the test, but you have to hold on to it from now until next class, okay? So which theorem, and there were 7 of them. All right, you got side, angle, side, 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 angle, angle, side, all of those things. Hypotenuse, leg, oh, yes, and that, well, that one doesn't work, okay? Which theorem proves the triangles are congruent? Do you see the vertical angles in the middle? That bow tie. All right, we're going to mark those ones. And when you go to take this test, I'm going to tell you to get a marker and draw on your computer screen, all right? Looking just at one triangle, you have 2 angles and a side. Is the side in between is the question. Yes, so what's your pattern? Angle, side, angle. You want the side to be in the middle. Sure. We are doing the study guide. If you keep this for next time, you get to use it on your test. Okay, so just make sure you hold on to it. We're filling it in together. We only just did question 1. It was angle, side, angle. Hold on, let me group everybody back together. Do you see how there's 2 angles and the side is in between them? Side is in the middle. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, so let's look at the next one. It says write the congruence statement. Okay, so we're going to have triangle ABK. Triangle ABK, and then put your little congruent symbol, equals with a little squiggly, triangle, and then you just match them up. So what does A correspond with in the other one? A goes with what? E, good job. B and K got reversed. The triangle got rotated around. So when it says B right here, that's going to match with K. And when it says K, that's going to match with B. The triangle got rotated. Don't worry too much about that. When you take your test, it's going to be multiple choice, and you'll be able to pick the right one. As long as you know A matches with E, you'll be good. Okay? Please stop talking over me because I want everybody to understand what's going on. All right, what additional information, so it's kind of like which thing is missing, would prove these with angle, side, angle? All right, let's see what we have. We have the vertical angles in the middle. So you can mark those. We have these sides that are marked. What other angle would you need to put the side in the middle? Well, let's do them one at a time. Look just at this triangle. Good. Do you see how E would put that side in the middle? So I want angle E congruent to angle, and then what does E match with in the other one? A. E goes with A. So that's the piece of information that you're missing. All right, cool. I had a typo on one of these, and I think it might be this next one. I am really sorry. Yes, on number 4, I had a typo. I am very, very sorry. Can you scribble out, because the pattern won't work the way I have it on here. Can you scribble out this little angle mark? I'm going to put it somewhere else instead. I'm really sorry. Instead of on V, can you put that on E? I am so sorry. I'm sorry. Human being and I made a mistake. Thank you for being cool about it. All right. Given that AE bisects, all right, cool. What does bisects mean? Cuts it in half. We're going to cut in half CV. It's always the one after the word bisect. So look, here's C, here's V. We're going to cut that in half. That's where your little tick marks are going to go. CV got sliced in half. All right, and then what else can we mark on there? I've marked it in a few pictures already. Since it looks like a bow tie, what else can I put little markings on? Yeah, vertical, perfect. These ones in the middle. Good vocabulary. All right, you only need to look at one side. What's your pattern? That's what we're looking for. You have two angles and a side, but is the side in between? That's the question. Is this side in between the two angles? No, good. So it is angle, angle, side. Good. The side is not in between. The side is not in the middle. All right, so looking for this one, which side, please stop talking over me. Which side has to be congruent to AR for the triangles to be congruent by angle, side, angle? Again, you can mark these vertical ones. Now this time we do want the side to be in between. So if we have AR, that's this one, which side, two letters, needs to be congruent to AR? Which one over here needs to be congruent to AR? VR, perfect. Sounds like virtual reality. All right, and that'll give you angle, side, angle. Cool. Even with all the talking, this is going well. You guys are remembering stuff, which makes me really happy. Okay, so let's just try to focus a little bit better. This is the only other thing we're doing today. All right, which theorem proves the triangles are congruent? We can mark the side in the middle. Does anyone remember what that is called when they're like glued together? It begins with an R. Please close the computer. Begins with an R. When it's that side that they share in the middle, it's a word that begins with an R. But you at least said something. No one else even tried. So reflexive. Good job. Well, good job, both of you. Because one of you knew it and the other one said it. All right. So we get the reflexive side. So what pattern is this that we're going to say? What is our pattern? Side, side, side. Good job. There are no angles marked, so side, side, side. Do not go by the pictures. You want to go by this congruence statement, all right? It says find angle A. We need to look at what angle A matches up with. So look at A is the first letter. A corresponds to what? A corresponds to P. We also don't have that one though. So back to the drawing board. B corresponds to what? Q. All right, B is 102. That means Q is also 102. Okay, now I can find P, which is the same as A, which is the one we're missing. What am I going to put in my calculator? I'm going to just do this verbally so I don't have to keep switching them up. Guys, please stop talking over me. I'm going to do 15 plus 102, and I'm going to subtract it from... I'm going to subtract it from what? 180. Thank you. I got 63 is our answer.
Wow, I see a B.
There we go. All right, so I added them, I subtracted from 180. All right, again, we're going to look at, oh, there's not a congruent statement. It's, are they congruent, yes or no? So it's a yes or a no question. Oh, do you see how they match up? The 10 goes with the 10 and the 14 goes with the 14. Cool, everything is right side up. All right, so everything matches. That means this angle at the top should be what? It should be 38. We're going to check and see if it works, though, because it's a yes or a no. It might not work. Go ahead. No, because when we're done, it's going to be break until the end of the block. Can you take that earbud out of your ear? Actually, both of them. Yeah. Both of them. Yeah, thank you. So how will I check if this works or not? Add it all up and see if it equals 180. All right, so let's see. 38 plus 50 plus 74. I got 162. So the answer to the whole question is what? No, it did not work. I added them all up and it did not come out to 180. All right, number 9. What is needed? So what piece of information is missing to prove they're congruent by side, angle, side? What side, 2 letters, can I mark congruent? 2 letters. Which one's the reflexive one? Yeah, MA, perfect. All right. Now we need to get another side so that the angle is where? In the middle, okay? So if we have this side, we have this angle, the other side is going to need to be, how do I call it? 2 letters. What other side? 2 letters. Hint, I'm pointing at it. LM, we need that to be congruent to ME. Perfect. And do you see how the angle's in the middle? That's what you want to do. All right, what does this little symbol mean? Upside down T. It begins with a P. Perpendicular. It means a right angle. So you can go and put your right angle in there. That's what that means. Right angle. Yeah. I was about ready to fuss at you and say I already said that, but you weren't here when I said that. So yes. That's why I'm saying you guys need to focus and listen to me. Do not come in here next class and go, oh, there's a test and I'm so confused. Because I'm literally reviewing everything that's on the test right now, and you're going to be allowed to use this piece of paper. Okay? So which theorem proves they're congruent? Oh, you know what? It's going to be which piece of information is going to prove they're congruent. We want angle, side, angle. So we have an angle. Which side, 2 letters, can I say is congruent? Which one is the reflexive side? AM, good. I need another angle, and I needed to put the side in the middle. Now, you need to label it with 3 letters, because if you just say angle A, you don't know which side it is. So I'm going to do the first one and then see if you can do the second one. This angle would be HAM, so ham, congruent to, now how would you label the one on the other side? 3 letters. SAM, good. Ham and Sam. Sounds like a Dr. Seuss thing. Again, you can't just call it A, because how would you know which side it is? You have to use 3 letters. Let's put that all the way after you open. All right, number 11. Which theorem proves the triangles are congruent? All right, let's go ahead and put our given information here. You have to read. Reading's important. AR, that's this one. And then RV. So we're marking these 2 congruent because it says so right there. All right, then it says AC. I'm going to put 2 little tick marks in that one. And congruent to VE. What else can you mark even though it's not given? The middle, the vertical ones, all right? So your pattern, you have 2 sides and an angle. Is the angle in between them or not? It's not. So your pattern is side, side, angle. And what do we know about that one? That doesn't work. And read the directions. If it doesn't work, what does it say to put? None is our answer. So reading is important. Okay. What's the other pattern that doesn't work? That's the one we just did. That one doesn't work. But what's the other one that doesn't work? There's 2 that don't work. Angle, angle, angle is the other one that doesn't work. Good job. Well remembered. All right. Do not trust the pictures. You have to go by the congruent statement. How would we call this side? 2 letters. CB. Okay, what does CB match with or correspond with in the other triangle? BC matches with QR. Good job. QR is this one. So we're going to set those equal. We're going to take the 5x plus 3 equals 2x plus 15. I'm going to put this in one part of my calculator. I'm going to put this in the next. I'm going to do what? Intersect. Good vocabulary, all right? Let me type in the next one. Let me zoom out. I got x equals 4. So are we done, or is there something else that we need to find? We're done because it just says find x, so we're finished. Sometimes you have to take that and plug it back in, though. If I bump this even slightly, it turns off. It's so annoying. All right, number 13. So we're going to not trust the picture. We're going to trust this statement here and match everything up. We want to find x. So it would help if you found something that had an x in it. Look, do you see how angle B has an x in it? What does angle B correspond to in the other triangle? E. Unfortunately, I have nothing written on E, so that's not going to work. All right. Do you see another angle that has an X written in it? Because that one didn't match with anything. There's nothing written there, so I couldn't do that one. Do you see another angle that has an X written in it? A. Okay, cool. What does A correspond to? A matches with D. Perfect. We got 3.5x for this one equals, and then we have 42 for this one. I'm going to put this in the first box of my calculator. For the second box of my calculator, if all I type is 42, nothing is going to show up. What do I have to type? Y equals 42. Please try to pay attention. All right, I'm going to click on the intersection. I got x equals 12. Are we done, or do I have to plug that in and find something else? We're done. It says find x. We found x. For number 14, where does point E need to be in order for the triangles to be congruent? So let's match them up. If we want to get from E to F, what does that correspond with in the other triangle? From E to F, what does that match with? BC. All right, so let's look at BC. All you want to do is make these sides match. Do you see how we go down, what is it, down 3 over 1? Do you see that? Slope down 3 over 1. So all you have to do is from point F, you have to go down 3 over 1. I realize the triangles overlapped a little bit. That's okay. Do they look the same? Yes. All right, now your answer is an ordered pair, something, comma, something else. What is this point that we found? 1 and -1. Beautiful. And you guys all stayed quiet while we got through it, so that was good. All right, this was one of our proofs. The first thing is always given. Do you see something that's given over here? Well, yeah, we're told that these angles are congruent. So angle LMA congruent to angle AME. Hey, Ms. Cole, it looks like you just took this and copied it over there. Sure did. That's all it is. It's given. That's the thing that's given. All you have to do is rewrite it. And on your test, all you'll have to do is drag it and drop it into the correct spot. Now I'm going to mark that on my picture. LMA is this one, and then AME is this one. You are going to, when you take this test, you're going to have to get a marker and draw on your computer screen. You're not going to see the pattern unless you mark it, right? What's the other given thing? Yeah, LM congruent to ME. So I just took that and copied it over. LM and ME. And then you have to mark that on your picture. So here's LM, here's ME. Now, when you run out of given stuff, it's on you to figure out what else you can mark. Now, you're given help because they tell you right here, AM congruent to AM. That's this one in the middle, but what's the reason? Begins with an R, and that's where they match up. Reflexive, good job. Reflexive, it's like a reflex, all right? And then your final answer to the whole thing is going to be your pattern, side, angle, angle, side, you know, whatever that one is. So look at your pattern. You have two sides and an angle. Is the angle in between them? So I'm trying to talk over the bell here. Let me say that again. That bell rang forever. You have two sides, and then you have the angle that is where? In the middle. So it's going to be side, angle, side. Perfect. All right, and then these last three are your review questions. We do bell ringers on these so we can remember them. We're going to list the angles in order from what to what? All right, largest to smallest. Which number here is the largest? The largest. 82. Cool. 82 is the biggest. What's across from 82? B. Okay, angle B. The one in the middle is 60. Across from 60 is A. And I believed you. It's just I had to explain it to everybody else in the room. So I heard you. I just had to get everybody else there. All right. Largest to smallest. All right. 17. What is the line of symmetry? That means you cut it in half and it'll be like butterfly wings. The sides will be able to fold right on that line. So your line is this line right here. Do you see how that cuts it in half? Cool. Now, on your test, you're going to have choices. And what you can do is type each of the choices one at a time into Desmos and see which one looks like that line. I'll go ahead and give you a hint. This one's going to be x equals a number. What number do you think it is that we're going through right here? 1. Cool. Do you see how it's 1? Whoever said that over here? Thank you very much. You can use your calculator, test the choices one at a time. It's going to be the one that cuts it in half. All right. And then this last one, we're going to do our symbols. P is it is almost winter break. Q is I am tired. And R is I will not miss my math teacher. All right. So let's read A. If it is almost winter break, was that P, Q, or R? P. All right. We're going to have P, arrow. Then, now look, what does it say? It says I will miss my math teacher. But R says I will. Okay, so what do I have to put in front of R to make it negate? Little squiggly. The dots is therefore. Is there one that says therefore? Oh, we do have a therefore. Those dots are going to come up. Just hold on to that. All right. I am tired. Which letter was I am tired? Q. And then it says and. What's your symbol for and? Yeah, kind of looks like an A. Just don't cross the A. All right. I will not miss my math teacher. That is R. And then the last one. Again, I am tired. That was what letter? Q. Therefore is your 3 dots. It is almost winter break. What letter was that? It is almost winter break. P.